What's up? What's up? How you doing, Sky?
I'm doing well.
Uptown with Mr. Number 43. I am Terrence Badgett, and we with Sky. Thanks for tuning in tonight. So, lost a tough one this weekend. Am I correct?
If you're talking about the football team, absolutely.
Yeah, man. You know, I have to be honest. And it's always like the last few years when it gets to fourth quarter and we're winning, it's almost like wait for it. Just wait for it. Like we can't hold on to it. We can't finish it. We can't. I have never been so hot. and I'll be honest, and I'm not I'm a basketball guy, so I don't know so much about the football aspect of it as I should, but I really felt like when we was talking, I talked to my brother about that. I said it's the punter's fault. He should have kicked the same direction he was, not that sidearm putt kick. He should just kick the damn ball. And then he kicked it to the other side. And well, there we have it. I see you. I see you wanting to say some things. So I don't know. And then we would know. Then we still had a chance. And it just. But I'll say this before I let you speak. I'll say this: defense has improved tremendously to me. I really feel like we are making steps, but at the same time, we're repeating steps. And I think it's like, hey, I ain't gonna be doing this again I ain't gonna let this go on any longer. I think it's, I think Scott is great, but I also think like the clock is ticking. I hate to say it, you know what I'm saying? So, and to be honest, I don't even think it's his fault, but the clock is ticking.
I think for some fans, and you can tell us what you think about the Michigan State game, ask Terrence Badgett. Any questions on the Starter Heyman text line, or even call in on the Honda of Lincoln hotline. That's 402-464-5685. But I think for some fans, the clock's already up on Frost. You're scrolling through Twitter, Reddit, different online forums, and there are some people whose patience is up. And so, do you have anything? Are you're clearly not ready to be there?
No, I'm clearly not ready to be there because I believe in Rocky stories. I believe in it's a chance to come back. I believe in it ain't over until it's over. I believe in and I say this, being an athlete, and being in those moments. Let's go back to 1996. We pretty much stunk. We started off one in Hawaii, came back. We was 13-0. Bam, went down to Texas, lost by 30, dropped out of the top 13, top 25, lost 9 games, had to walk out on the coach, everything. But somehow those last 4 or 3 or 4 before we came back, before we got to the opportunity to have a extended season, we mustered it together to get to that extended season. And then we went undefeated and won an NIT. To have that up and down rodeo, who never thought in a million years, I still have hope. If you can understand that.
I don't know. You're not even close enough to the microphone for us to hear you. You're clearly not confident in your defense of Scott Frost there, Terrence.
So I just feel like the year we had in '96, and then I just feel like it's still not over. So that's me. That's just me. I see progress, and I see it just. I think it's going to click, but I don't think it's going to. I'm gonna keep it positive. I just hope things go the way I want it to go. I hope they keep it together. They have a winning season. They get to a bowl.
The schedule only gets more difficult, Terrence, and you've seen this team let three wins slip through their fingers.
Okay.
I guess the least likely of those would have been the Oklahoma game,
Mm-hmm.
but again, in it to the very end. I would say you've seen the defense play winning football in virtually every game this year, from start to finish, especially this last weekend. They've only gotten better as the season's gone on. Yet each week, the football or something finds itself on this team, a mistake, bad play calling, something, a reason for their lack of success finds a way to show itself, and they lose and they let it slip through their fingers, and this team just drops the ball. And so I think it's hard to be optimistic when you can look at it and say, well, if they just didn't get this false start, if this punter just punted it to the right place, or if the team played better punt coverage, or the special teams was better, or we hit that field goal or this extra point, we'd be 5-0. But instead, you're looking down at a 2-3 record, looking at the games coming up on the schedule, and you're like, I don't see 6 wins.
Okay.
So how do you stay optimistic when that's what you're looking at?
All right. Okay. You said 5-0. Okay, I'm looking at 2-3. Did they compete every game?
They did compete in every game.
Okay.
That's why I'm saying if a couple things are different, this is a 5-0 team.
Right, but they're 2-3. They competed in every game. They had a hell of a game down in Oklahoma with a number 3 team. Right now, the back is just the one they really don't have nothing to lose. They do or they don't. And I don't care. I know you're looking at me like, just give it up. I'm not giving it up.
Terrence, Oklahoma's almost lost to every team they've played.
Almost.
They're not a dominant force that you would expect out of the number 3 team. They're incredibly vulnerable.
Okay, but they're still ranked, right?
They're still ranked, but Nebraska still lost to them.
Okay,
and all else sit in the loss column the same way.
Okay, a W is a W, right?
Yeah, and they only have 2 of them. They should have 5, but they only have 2.
Well, you said Oklahoma. Now, how many Oklahoma have?
0. Because they are undefeated. One of those wins coming against Nebraska. Tim asks on the text line who we think needs to lead the charge, players or coaches. I'm going to go ahead and answer the question. I think it definitely needs to be coaching, because I already see the players doing everything they can to win games. I already see Adrian Martinez making the plays that he needs to make to win football games. I already see the defense playing well enough to win football games. I see the wide receivers doing enough to win football games. The only groups you can ask more from are the offensive line and running backs at this point in the season. So it definitely needs to be coaching. Obviously, you need more out of the special teams. The punt returning change to Samori Toure has worked so far. He hasn't made the mistakes that Cam Taylor-Britt had made in the first couple of games. So that was a good fix. Punting still needs to come along. Kicking still needs to come along. But I think coaching needs to lead the charge from here, because the team has played well enough to win every game. I think we've seen breakdowns in coaching. What say you, Terrence?
Okay, I will support you with the coaching. I'm old school. I would think that you'll generate. Coach, reach out to some of those old players. Man, bring those old players into practice. Bring those old players in the game. Bring those old players. Generate some old energy. You know what I'm saying? When we talked about Rajon being on here and how energetic he was, Courtney Grigsby, he was energetic. He was all positive. You never know the leadership could, older or not. But these are cats that, they was part of success. Maybe it's just that Nebraska don't know how to win. Don't know how to seize that moment. So maybe bring some champions back into the mist and light some fires. I'm reaching. So what? I'm reaching. I don't care.
I would say you're on track there. I mean, clearly this team doesn't know how to win, because they've had 3 games that they could have and should have won, and they let them slip through their fingers. So this team knows how to get a lead
Mhm.
or play winning football, but they don't know how to finish it off. And I guess you are implying that bringing in these guys who won national championships would teach these guys how to become finishers.
Yeah. And you know what? One of the things that we did playing basketball, and there was games that we didn't finish towards the end, and I'm pretty sure the football's doing it too. We'll go over segments like the last 5 minutes of the game. We're up by 12, and how to win. What do you do? How to take care of the ball? Those kind of, little skits and plays and those roles. So I would replay the whole, fourth quarter with about 5-6 minutes to go. I would go over that in practice. What should we have done? How should we have handled it? Keep on going over those, because those experiences are going to keep you, honest to the next game. Okay, you know what? We got to this point last time. Let's find ways to win.
Is that a conversation the coaches need to have with the players, or is that a conversation the coaches need to have with themselves? Because, like I've said, the players are playing winning football. You can't. I don't think you can watch that Michigan State game and tell me that, with the exception of the offensive line and the special teams, that those players didn't play good enough to win that game and deserve to win that game. I saw the breakdown in the coaching. The coaching was what failed the team. So how do you fix that as a coach? Where does that point of self-reflection come?
Okay, I see what you're saying as far as when it comes to the coach, but the coach is not out there playing. I think sometimes too there's a lapse in focus, because clearly, we've been struggling with the, as far as the special teams. Well, that's been the area. Okay, so, take pride in it. Take pride in it. Why don't you sit somebody down? Make a point. I don't care who it may be. Look, there's a depth chart. I'm pretty sure there's some players that's on this depth chart that are hungry. Snatch some shirts. So be it. Light some fires. Look, I mean, I do think the coaches are responsible, don't get me wrong, but still there's a leader on the special team, defense, offense, or whatever, that has to take control. There's someone that needs to call out people. There's someone that needs to, give people, excuse my word, shit. You just have to. My bad.
It's all right. It is all right.
You just have to. You know what I'm saying? It's just, and if you're a senior or junior or whatever, you have to be able to, you got to be peed. You got to be mad. It's like every game, every practice. If you're over on the sideline talking and gathering, not paying attention, just get out. Just get out. I mean, it's either now or never.
I mean, it does feel like it is getting to the point where something needs to change, and it needs to change quickly. I will agree with you on that. It's certainly. I kind of came away from the Michigan State game, and I texted this to my brother. I said, it kind of felt like that one might have been the final nail, because I could see that being an incredibly demoralizing loss, because you're sitting there 7 minutes left in the game, and I think everybody who's ever been an athlete has had this experience. You're kind of already counting your chips before you leave the table, basically. Like, we got this one chalked up, it's a win, and then the other team just snatches away from you, and you walk into the locker room after that game, and you're in a state of shock. Okay. You experienced it, you lived it. I had a couple hockey games that were like this. You're taking off your gear, and you still haven't processed the fact that you've lost, because in your mind you'd already won that game.
But like you said, I think you're right on something. Okay, so I'm glad you hit that. Yeah, they count the chips before the chips. That's when he needs to stop. Like, hey, time out. Everybody get over here. Pay attention. We ain't done nothing. The game is still going. We need to tighten down. We haven't won nothing. Don't be cheering. Don't be acting like, we won the hula bowl, whatever. If we do win, walk with some courage. So what, we won. The game is not over. I don't see that. And I think that's not all the coaches. That's got to be some senior leadership.
But yeah, you got to have the veteran guy. But the veteran guy is just a mouthpiece for the coach. He's the coach on the field. The veteran is that leader because he's been with the coach long enough, and he knows the coach enough to be the surrogate when the coach can't be there. So you get a guy like JoJo Doman, who's been here for 4 years with Frost, or Deontay Williams, or Markel Dismuke. You get those guys in the huddle. They know Frost better than any of the other guys, and they know what Frost would be saying right then. And so what their job in that moment is to be a clone of their coach, or Eric Shenander, I guess, because he's the defensive coordinator, not Frost. But those guys, those veterans, are supposed to know what the coach would say. And so I think it is significantly more so on the coaches, because they need to lead that charge, get it into their veterans, so their veterans can put it into the rest of the team. Because when I was in hockey, I was the captain of my team, a very close relationship with my coach my senior year. I knew what he wanted me to say, but it was more impactful when I said it to my team, because I was their equal, I was their peer. It wasn't just this old guy who I would dominate on the ice if he tried to put on skates right now. It was like, oh, this guy, this is our leader on in the field of battle saying this. Mm-hmm. So I totally agree with you that it has to come from somebody on the team, but it's the coaches need to put that into those veterans.
And I agree with you. Okay, I agree with you. And I'm thinking back to a game of basketball last year, and I remember that when Hoiberg got a steal, who was he playing? I can't remember exactly, but he got into Allen's butt. We made a good steal and everything. Allen made a shot or whatever, but still came up to him like, look, no, you're supposed to be here, 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 here. Allen shook him off. He came back to Allen like, look, if you're not going to do what you're supposed to do, you're not going to play. So that's the kind of, what I'm saying? But you got to mean what you say what you mean. Snatch some people out. You know what I'm saying? I'm still hopeful. I'm not giving up on them. I'm not giving up on Scott. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully something turn around. But, I see improvement. I see effort. Let's just try to put it together.
I mean, I understand where you're coming from, because you watch the game, you see a team that should have beat a top 25 opponent, dominated a top 25 opponent in the second half, allowing only 5 yards, and you can look at that and say, they're right there.
Yes.
They're on the cusp. But that's kind of a trap, isn't it? Because it's kind of a double meaning thing there, because I use that as a negative. I said that they've been right there, and they choke it away. And so clearly there's something fundamentally or structurally wrong that they can't finish. So how do you use that optimistically when it's so easy to take it pessimistically?
Being an athlete and being in those situations and being in those tough games, and those games where you do lose and you sit there in the afternoon like, what went wrong? What should we have done? And things like that. It takes a collective of everyone just deciding to just do their part. And believe it or not, it will happen. I believe it will happen, because you can see the improvement. I just hope it happens quick. That's just it. I hope it happens this game, and I hope it carries over. You know what I'm saying? So, and like I said, there's difference between football and basketball. We have more games, so we have more opportunities to make it click. You know what I'm saying? In football, they don't have that many games, so they don't have that opportunity. You got to make it click now. And then being a Husker, Nebraska football player, you got to make it click now.
How do you, I guess, as an athlete who's been there at the college level, has been kind of dead in the water, how do you turn it back on? How do you reinvigorate your squad?
You get there. You get there early. You get ready. You're not joining around with people. You're not bulling around in the locker room. You're sitting there. You're focusing. You're going through your book. Leading by action. You just in there and you're focused. Then people will see you, and hopefully they'll tie into it. And you do that every practice. You do that every practice, because it is the truth. practice will carry over to the games. And if you keep doing it, and not just you, the other players, just lead by action, lead by example, and just, bear down and say, look, man, we got to do it. We got to do it, and that's just it.
So lead by example for the players. What do you do as a coach?
Just stay on top of them. Keep teaching moments, emphasizing certain situations, having film, individual workouts, individual film sessions. Like, look on this play right here. You busted down for like 5 yards, and then you started trotting. You started jogging. You started trotting. You lost sight of the ball. I mean, you're cutting corners. If you're cutting corners, then we ain't gonna never win. Believe it or not, you know what I'm saying? Or little things like that, pulling people to the side, calling in coattails, and just at them. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not gonna do it, we're gonna get somebody in there to do it, and that's just it.
Hold people accountable.
That's it. Hold people accountable. It's better to learn it now than later.
Yeah, I mean, if they're going to hold you accountable in the NFL, so if that's your ultimate end goal, you got to be ready for it now.
The conversation of NFL shouldn't even be a conversation.
Nebraska hasn't been putting a lot of guys in the NFL lately, so
exactly. So that shouldn't even be a conversation right now. We need to focus on these football games. That's what we need to do.
Having run around a little bit with athletes, I can tell you that most of them, when they show up at a Division I college, they have their eyes on what's coming after college, and they they're all about it's time for the next step. This is where it starts now.
Right.
So there are absolutely still some guys looking at that NFL future. Of
course there is. You can still look at the NFL future, but too at the same time you got to put the work in to get to that point. It's not given. Everything is earned.
We're going to go to a quick break here on Uptown with number 43. We're going to be talking our favorite movies after the break, so be sure to tune in for that here on Uptown with number 43.
A perfect start.
3-0, baby!
3-0. Now, the schedule gets so real.
It's going down for it.
Sunday, the Broncos host Lamar Jackson and the Ravens.
Deep drop. Here comes Von Miller. Miller's got it.
On the KOA Broncos Radio Network.
Your home should not be a zoo to unwelcomed animals. Let the experts at Bats to Rats take care of those problems. Dane has been a leader in wildlife and pest management and prevention in Lincoln and the surrounding area for 15 years. He can help you get rid of bats, rodents, and anything else. Whether it's residential or commercial buildings, schools, apartments, or churches, they're always a phone call away. Call today at 402-310-0904 or visit batsterats.com. Bats to Rats Wildlife Control and Prevention.
Tailgating wasn't just meant for weekends. Join 93.7 The Ticket every Tuesday at Chick-fil-A for Tailgate Tuesdays. Scan your app with any purchase on Tuesdays and you'll be entered to win a tailgate meal for 15 people. That's chicken nuggets, fresh fruit, and iced tea or lemonade. Winners will be contacted each Wednesday, and you can come see Tom and Bach from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the 48th and O location or at South Point each week. It's Tailgate Tuesdays all season long at Chick-fil-A in Lincoln.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric is your go-to service call in Lincoln and Southeast Nebraska for expertise, convenience, and reliability. As your home and business needs expand, so do the services Action can deliver. Now positioned as Southeast Nebraska's premier installer of charging stations for electronic vehicles, they're always committed to a job done right. Give them a call or visit their website at actionlincoln.com. Action, your proud sponsor of the Ticket Postgame Show. If you're struggling to get motivated to work out, you're not alone. And Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping is here to help. Build muscle, burn fat, and lose weight with Farrell's 10-week challenge starting October 2nd. Farrell's combines kickboxing with inclusive strength training and nutrition planning to help you stay on track. Go to fxblincoln.com to sign up, and if you mention the ticket, you'll get a 50% discount. It's the Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping 10-week challenge starting October 2nd with 2 locations in Lincoln.
The party is back on in Lincoln this fall, and there's no party like the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show at Tipsy Tina's in the Haymarket. Join the whole ticket crew for 2.5 hours of pregame coverage before every home and away game this football season as they get you ready for the game. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show at Tipsy Tina's in the Haymarket, sponsored by Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping, Tractor Supply Distribution Center, T.O. Haas Tire and Auto, Planet Fitness, Barnwood and Leather, and Vitalize Health.
At Buffalo Wings and Rings, they've crafted a new league of superior chicken sandwiches. Meet the Ringers. It's premium, house-made, beer-battered, fried chicken served Buffalo, Korean, or MVP style. Head to Buffalo Wings and Rings Lincoln and raise a glass to superior chicken. 2 locations at 68th and O and at 40th and Old Cheney. Buffalo Wings and Rings.
Have you been to Barnwood and Leather, that new furniture store in Lincoln? It's a whole new look. If you like country, you'll love Barnwood and Leather. It's country with a kick. Rustic, yet contemporary. Handcrafted in America from historic reclaimed barnwood and the finest leather. Create your own one-of-a-kind look for a room or your whole home. Come see for yourself at Barnwood and Leather, South 14th and Dahlberg. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 to 5.
We take our college football Saturdays so seriously at 93.7 The Ticket that one postgame show simply isn't enough. Join Husker Hall of Famer Jay Foreman and DP for The Ticket postgame. 90 minutes following each Nebraska game at Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill. They'll break down the game from their vantage point and bring in special guests as well, with giveaways to listeners who drop by. It's The Ticket postgame with Jay Foreman and DP at Tanner's Bar and Grill, sponsored by Action Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, and Vinnie Kreekak of State Farm Insurance. Back to The Ticket weeknights. Here is your host, Terrence Badgett, on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Mother can rap just like I can. Let's take a muscle bound man and put his face in the sand. Hey.
Somebody stop this man.
Man, hey. LL Cool J. If I could be LL for one day.
Well, would that be your top option if you could
No.
be anyone for the day? Would it be?
I love being me. God is good.
You would choose to be Terrence Badgett.
I would choose to be Terrence Badger every day.
Fair enough.
Every day. So, man,
We were kind of going over this before the show a little bit, talking about our favorite movies, and I was like, shoot, let's just get this on air. So you posed the question, what was my favorite childhood movie?
correct.
And that means,
And you said what?
well, I want to define it for the audience real quick so they understand that this isn't movies made for children. It's favorite movie from when you watched it in your childhood. And so keep in mind, I'm not a film critic. I wasn't watching for quality of film. Mine was Star Wars Attack of the Clones, even though that's possibly the worst Star Wars film ever, and I understand that now. So I will say Star Wars Episode number 2, Attack of the Clones, because that's where you meet that the clones are awesome. I love their armor. So that was 8-year-old me processing that.
8 years old. That's what you watch, Star Wars.
Oh yeah, I love Star Wars.
Okay. Well, my brother was a big Star Wars. I mean, you can go into Star Wars, Star Trek.
Whoa, nope. You're wrong.
Well, I'm just saying my brother.
Okay.
I'm just saying my brother. He see Sky got all serious with me. Hold on, let me. So, me, 8-year-old was, I don't know, Home Alone. I was telling him my favorite movie was Goonies, and I was way older than 8. I think Goonies was one of those movies. But we were in my age. You come home from school and you'll have He-Man, and you'll have Bewitch, and you'll have Castle Grayskull, and you'll have Three's Company, or you have Facts of Life. You know, I'm an older cat, so you know what I'm saying, they weren't all cartoons, you know, so we had little sitcoms. You know, I was, you know, summertime, I was a Young and the Restless cat. You know what I'm saying? My mom had me watching Young and the Restless at 6, 7 years old. And to this day, I haven't watched it in about 3 or 4 years, but I used to be a Young and the Restless guy. So anyway, so movies, Home Alone, Goonies. I'm a James Bond, like we said, James Bond, John Wick,
Jason Bourne, Ryan.
Jason Ryan, Jack Ryan. Those are kind of movies I am. I do not like scary movies.
I'm not a scary movie guy either.
I'm not a scary movie. The crazy thing about it, I don't care. I tell it. A friend of mine's, she went to Creighton, and I went to Nebraska, and I went up, hung out with her, and we went to a scary movie, and we went to go see the first Candyman. And you know, she kept playing around, kept saying it like 3 or 4 times, like taunting me. I'm like, man, stop. So that's how much, you know, I didn't like scary movies. So, you know, but I'm not that horror. I'm not that guy.
Have you seen any of like the Conjuring movies? Is it like all types of scary movies, like suspenseful?
I love suspenseful. I mean, I'm not a gory guy.
Okay.
I'm not a gory guy. I don't know. What would you say some other ones would be?
I don't like paranormal horror, like
no.
ghosts and demons and that sort of thing. But
right. If
it's gore or it's you know, an axe murderer is following them, it's not scary to me because it's just so laughably unrealistic.
Like Blade, like when he sticks the whatever the silver into them and they, you know what I'm saying? They bubble up. I mean, that's right. That's okay with me.
And there's this one thriller that I remember watching where it's like, I think it's called Hush, and there's a guy like stalking around this deaf woman's house, and he's like being a creep, and he's planning to offer, you know, and I just sat there the entire time like, this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life. You just have to do basic things and you're fine, and this woman refuses to do normal things, and then she ultimately wins in the end with the most unrealistic, ridiculous way possible. And I'm just like, I'm totally out on this movie. It's not scary, it's ridiculous, and I find it laughable.
I was like, you know, so my era is the Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday. I don't know how many Fridays there was, and then what is it, Jeepers Creepers, or what all that, and no, man. I remember I shut corn my freshman year. A friend, Jason Glock from Wahoo, he said, man, you can make so much money if you shuck corn. Man, I'm sitting there shucking corn, looking up like, man, it's what it was. First of all, shucking corn is not easy.
Yeah, there's a reason why you make so much money, don't there?
There's a reason why you make so much money. And I saw insects and caterpillars that was the size of baby pigs. I mean, it was ridiculous. So I shut corn for one day, and I tell you, I've always respected farmers. I always respected, you know, cowboys and things like that matter, because, you know, you truly work. So, but to say that is like those kind of scary movies that put you in those positions. I'm cool. Yeah, 6'7" all day, but scary dude all night.
Children of the Corn, I think, was marketed to be a scary movie to people in Nebraska and Iowa because, you know, they just like said it right there, and it's like, we're gonna make these mysterious that aren't like this lame cornfield the scariest possible thing to you. You don't know what's in this cornfield. It's just corn, but you don't know if there's actually anything else in there.
Man.
Which is another premise that I think is just absolutely ridiculous, but they did it somehow.
Yeah, they did. It's funny too. Coming down to Nebraska as a freshman and being on East Campus where agriculture and all those things, and it's just like, and you see so many kids from farmlands that come to school and everything. And you got the big belt buckle, you got the cowboy boots, and you got the extra tight pants, and you respect it. You respect it. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, because they're probably looking at us like we're weird because we're relaxed, and you know what I'm saying, they're there for a purpose just like we are, but their purpose is more of keeping the family situation either going or building it, or you know. So
well, you look at a farmer, like you watch a documentary about farming, and you know their day starts super early,
4 o'clock in the morning, yeah.
And then once it gets hot outside, they go do something where it's cool, but it's still something productive.
Correct.
And then sun goes down, they're right back out there.
Yeah.
It's like a 14-hour day.
Easily.
That is not easy work.
Yeah,
and
not easy.
especially, you know, even in Nebraska, even when the sun is starting to set, it's still pretty humid. It's still pretty hot. You know, the hotter it is, the faster you're gonna, you know, exhaust. So it's work that is easy to respect.
There you go. I like that. Work to the easy respect. You know, and one of the things too that I and being a kid and your parents are farmers or your dad is a farmer and things like that, there's a certain bond that you have and create too as well. I mean, any parent, but I had Andy Markowski. He lived in Ord, Nebraska, and him and his dad. I mean, he started drinking 6-pack at 12 years old. I'm saying, what? Are you serious, man? You know, I remember when we had a big game and Coach Steve was like, no drinking all this for the rest of the week. Andy Markowski got serious, looked at Coach Steve like, hey, Coach, I can tell you right now, it's not going to happen. Me and my dad have a 6-pack every night. I mean, that was just routine.
Well, at that point, it's just water.
Basically. But, you know, it was just something, you know, that, you know, you work hard, you have a brew. You know what I'm saying? You bust your butt, you do what you're supposed to. Hey, you deserve it. You deserve it. So
is a beer a refreshment to you? Is it something that rejuvenates you? Because that's something that I've never tasted a beer.
No.
And I know I look like I'm 12 years old on the stream, but I am 22, so I can legally drink a beer. I've never drank a beer and be like, wow, that is refreshing. Water, yes. I've had a cold pop. I've never had a refreshing beer, Jake.
I've had a refreshing beer. I had a nice cold from Barrymore's, a nice cold beer that was very refreshing. Yes, I can say that. Now, I'm not a beer drinker, but a nice cold one, yeah.
I understand Jake because he drinks like a fish, but I mean, I have never had a refreshing beer.
Well, you got time.
I don't know. Oh, he's bringing down the other mic. What do you have to say for us?
Listen up, Big Sky. You're drinking the wrong beer if you haven't had a refreshing one. Terrence, what's your beer choice?
You know,
or beers plural.
I'm old. Miller Genuine Draft.
Okay, I don't like Miller, but I respect it. It's refreshing, sure. We all have different tastes, but to say there's not refreshing beer, it's just
Pabst Blue Ribbon.
I didn't say that there's not a refreshing beer. I've just said I've never had a refreshing beer.
What is yours?
I'm a Bud Light guy, man.
Okay.
I mean, listen, I know some people don't like it, but to me, I sit down after a round of golf. Like today, I was at Tanner's down south, had a nice Bud Light. Whew, took a load off there.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, Big Sky. Come on, man. Terrence, you got to teach him up here on beer.
I'm trying to lead him in the right way. He wants to do things the right way.
Maybe the Big Sky Brown Ale would be refreshing.
Yeah, you like that?
That was good.
Yeah, we got ticket beers. You know, we got the Badget Blonde Ale.
I love Boulevard Wheat.
Oh, Boulevard Badget Blonde, something like that. Hey man, I'm about branding, Terrence. I'll get a beer branded for you here.
There you go.
I'll make it refreshing too, and make Big Sky know what refreshing tastes like.
Let's do it.
I mean, refreshing is nice flavored water. That's what it is. There's nothing like a nice flavored water.
Can you believe this guy? I'm not trying to disparage water. Water is delicious and it's healthy for you, but beer is refreshing.
Refreshing is like you're restoring your body to health.
Oh,
Beer is
come
the opposite.
on.
Beer has the opposite effect. It's damaging you.
You never had
It's
a beer.
dehydrating.
Come on,
you.
get him, Terrence. Get him.
You started to make me mad.
Yeah, come on. You're getting Terrence's blood boiling over there.
Hey, good. He had my blood boiling in the first segment.
I listened to it. I heard it.
What? Wait, being hopeful for Nebraska?
I think you're a little you're hopeless without a cause.
Wow, Big Sky. It's called
Hopeful
being
with a
glass
cause.
half full, Mr. Glass half empty over here.
Well,
Well,
you know me.
You gotta remember,
I'm
he's
the,
22 without any experience.
That's true. And Terrence has lived a life, man. He has lived it. He has seen it.
So,
Just a
man.
pup.
You ever go to a Nebraska football practice?
no practices aren't open to us.
We got to make you go through one.
You're gonna make me do a football practice.
No, just walk
Go.
through.
Oh,
just
oh.
walk through. Just smell the hard work.
Yeah, you think you
And
think
then
they're
you'll want to brew.
no. I would want a water. The only time I've drank a beer and thought it tasted good is I was multiple mixed
It's a
drinks
sad
in
statement.
already, and it was a Busch Light or a Busch Latte. It's a special can, and that one was good. And now I'm all in on Busch Light. I used to be a Miller Lite guy. Now I'm all in on Busch.
He's confused.
What are we going to do with this guy, Terrence? I don't know, man.
Bring a beer bong in.
Yeah. Next Wednesday, you better
Hold him
bring
down.
a
Hold
bunch
him
of
down.
beers in for him. Yeah. You have to start chugging these beers, Big Sky.
Big Sky's beer tour.
Yes.
Big Sky
That's
Big
the
Tour.
one.
There it is.
All sorts of beers. You get the Bud Lights, the Blondes, the Kolsch's.
A blonde. What do you think I'm a woman?
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Wow. What? Terrence.
And he's talking about me. Really?
Big Sky, blondes are good. What are you
Yeah.
talking about? You've lost your
Isn't
mind.
that girl beer? That's what I've always heard. It's girl
No,
beer.
a girl beer is like a cider, a hard cider, like a Mike's Hard Lemonade's is a girl beer.
Well, that's just sugar. That's
right.
just sugar.
Exactly. It's a girl
Exactly.
beer.
Yes.
You know what a girl beer is? A seltzer. That's
A
the girl
seltzer.
beer.
That's a
Seltzers
girl
are terrible. Seltzers are terrible.
Girl beers.
beer.
Those aren't
Don't-
refreshing. Those
No,
are not
I have never
refreshing.
heard anybody in my entire life refer to a blonde beer as a girl beer.
Well, you clearly have never
Azima
been
with
to
grenadine
Montana
in it.
before.
Well, I'm sorry they drink IPAs all in Montana because they're hipster and stuff like that. But blondes are not girl beers. They're delicious. They're for everybody, and they are actually refreshing.
I want to hear what the text line has to say. Jake likes to use the text line against me when I worked as an intern on Early Break.
That is correct.
Text
I did.
line 402-464-5685. Are blondes girl beers? Yes
Oh
or
my
no?
gosh.
Please let me know. If I had the Twitter following of Jake, I would do a poll, but I don't. So please let me know. Blonde a girl beer? Yes or no?
Seltzers, girl beer.
Well, absolutely.
Ciders.
Yeah.
Mike's Hard. That's your girl beers.
Yeah.
Terrence gets it, man. Big Sky. See, as a not a you're a tequila sunrise guy. You're not a beer guy.
I'm more of a tequila guy.
A
but
claw is a girl's beer.
Right. That's the hard seltzer.
Yes.
The claws.
yeah, and they're terrible also. Not refreshing.
That's true. I'm not denying that, but that's your girl beer right there. We're just trying to culture you, Big Sky.
I'm cultured.
Listen,
I'm
I was just here
cultured.
to go do some work. You got me fired up because of your stance on something. I had to chime in because you said beer was not refreshing, and that is a flat out lie.
I didn't say beer is not refreshing. I said I've never had a refreshing beer.
So you haven't lived
distinction
life,
there.
then, is what you're saying. You're saying to the people listening to the
agree.
show, and
It-
Terrence, you have not lived life.
That's not what I'm saying. It's a challenge to you two, and we have the Big Sky Beer Tour ready to go now. You guys are going to bring me a refreshing beer.
Oh,
I will
yeah.
find one in this lineup that is refreshing, and then I will only drink that one.
Yeah, I got several to choose from for him.
Man, I do too. Basically, a nice, refreshing beer is put that bad boy down and let it be really, really cold. Once you crack that
Oh
top,
man,
I will say this.
I got refreshed by that statement right there. I'm feeling good.
I will say this. I had a beer one time. It was a Busch Light, and it was like a cold shower. It had the effect of a cold shower. So we lost a game in the hockey league I played in, and it was one of those losses that really ticks you off, and you didn't want to lose to that team, And I had a beer after that game, and that was probably the best tasting one I've ever had in my life because it was just it was like the release of
That's
all your
a
negative
twofer.
emotion.
That's a post-game beer and a shower beer in one. I mean, that's like the ultimate dream for a beer.
Basically. Now, I lived in Ireland.
Oh, you did not.
Yeah. I lived in
How'd you
Ireland.
survive up there with all the beer flowing, man.
Every breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
I believe that.
It's
I believe,
called a pint.
and
Breakfast,
snack.
lunch, and dinner. 16 ounces. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Probably brush your teeth with that too, don't you?
Man, it was just, I got used to it. I got used to it.
Terrence, tell me the truth. They brush their teeth with beer up there, don't they?
Basically. Guinness.
Guinness.
Why would they Germany? After practice, they'll come in with a case. They'll sit there and drink. Practice was over at 9. They go home at 11. Until the case was gone, you couldn't leave.
But they were drinking water when they wanted to be refreshed.
No.
During practice.
No. They didn't drink during practice.
The Gatorade spray
You
bottles were
would
full
not
of beer.
survive in that culture, Big Sky. You'd be so
you-
lost.
I've been to Germany. I have been to Germany.
Right.
I
But
partook in the
their
the
water
culture.
is beer.
Yes.
If they take ibuprofen, they're taking it with beer.
Yes.
Their Gatorade bottles at games is beer or
Yes.
some sort of specialty drink.
I
Yes.
will leave both of you with this before we get to break, because we do need to get to break. From the text line, Dexter the texter, get this guy a vanilla bean blonde.
Yeah.
From Infusion.
Oh yes, that's a great beer. Great Dexter, excellent choice. That's an Omaha beer, Nebraska beer. Dexter's got it going on, man. Absolutely, he's got it figured out. I'll get you that one. I'll get you a Blue Moon with an orange.
There you go.
A Boulevard wheat.
I've had a
There you
blue.
You
go.
like Boulevard?
Yes.
Boulevard wheat's
Blue
good.
Moons are too. I love Blue Moons.
Yeah,
Hey,
see.
man.
Did you guys just become best friends?
Yes, absolutely.
I'm gonna have to stay all night.
We went from movies to beer very rapidly in that segment. We'll hop to break. We'll wrap up this hour, and then we'll get to some interviews with Tony Valand and Eric Warfield.
Correct.
Next hour.
All the fall favorites are back at Bagels and Joe. Try their caramel apple cream cheese on any of their bagels, or pick up some pumpkin chocolate chip muffins or pumpkin spice lattes for the office. And don't forget their delicious breakfast sandwiches and burritos. Bagels and Joe with 4 Lincoln locations. At Buffalo Wings and Rings, they've crafted a new league of superior chicken sandwiches. Meet the Ringers. It's premium, house-made, beer-battered fried chicken served buffalo, Korean, or MVP style. Head to Buffalo Wings and Rings Lincoln and raise a glass to superior chicken. 2 locations at 68th and O and at 40th and Old Cheney. Buffalo Wings and Rings.
The party is back on in Lincoln this fall, and there's no party like the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show at Tipsy Tina's in the Haymarket. Join the whole ticket crew for 2.5 hours of pregame coverage before every home and away game this football season as they get you ready for the game. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show at Tipsy Tina's in the Haymarket. Sponsored by Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping, Tractor Supply Distribution Center, T.O. Haas Tire and Auto, Planet Fitness, Barnwood and Leather, and Vitalize Health. Early break with Sip and Jake.
Like, it's almost like what I read here is it's surreal. According to Pro Football Focus data, Michigan State blitzed Nebraska 4 times on 47 dropbacks, but got pressure 28 times, including 7 sacks. Okay? They blitzed only 4 times on 47 dropbacks, but got pressure 28 times.
Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning.
Security First Bank. We're the bank, and we make your mortgage more manageable with flexible terms, trusted advice, and competitive rates. When you work with us, we'll know your name, but we'll also get to know your home dreams too. Security First Bank of Lincoln. Voted best small bank in Nebraska by Newsweek magazine. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. NMLS number 505011.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning. Now in our new time, we're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Get your touchdown tan in Max Tan with unlimited tanning until 2022, starting at just $59. Summer may be over, but your tan doesn't doesn't have to be. Tan for the season, football season, at any of the 4 local Lincoln Max Tan locations. Supporting local is the name of the game at Max Tan.
At Eustace Body Shop, the health and safety of team members, customers, and the communities they serve is of utmost importance. All locations remain open and committed to serving customers. For the safety of customers, Eustace Body Shop has an online estimating tool to assess damages without bringing your car to the shop. When you're ready for repairs, they'll pick up your vehicle, complete repairs, and sanitize the interior before delivering it to you. Eustace Body Shop thanks you for your support and looks forward to serving you as we navigate these difficult times. Details at eusticebodyshop.com.
Hey, sports fans. Rico here with HIS Auto Care 70th and Van Dorn. Carfax recently awarded us as a top-rated auto service center for 2020, and Lincoln Choice Awards voted us as the 2021 top independent auto repair center. Call us at 402-488-8934 for superior service bumper to bumper. Mention this ad and get 7% off. Doesn't get any better than that. Rico for his Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
You could celebrate a Nebraska football win with chips or wings and your favorite beverage, but Beatrice Bakery has all sorts of cakes to celebrate all victories this fall. Coffee cake, breakfast bread, artisan cakes, and especially Grandma's fruit cake. No one remembers who brought the chips, but everyone remembers who brought the cake. Make your parties memorable and your Mondays at the office better with cakes from Beatrice Bakery. They ship nationwide. Check out BeatriceBakery.com. Proud sponsors of the Nebraska Shrine Bowl. Welcome to our world of yum.
Back to the Ticket Weeknights. Here is your host, Terrence Badgett. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You know what? We just talked about something, and I'm over here shaking my head. SMH. Did you just say Dax was like Tom Brady?
Okay, so I said this last night on Strict 9, and DP, I think he about croaked right there when I said it.
I would have too.
Eric wanted a Strick. I won't use his government name.
E-Money.
E-Strick 20 on Twitter if you want to follow him.
Yeah.
He wanted to slap me all the way from Florida. So
Man.
I figured I needed to amend to the take. So let's use this short 3-minute segment to amend my take and hopefully save a little bit of face with the ticket personalities. So what I said was that even though he's not super similar to Tom Brady, okay, he's maybe 60 to 75% Tom Brady, Dak is the closest thing in the league to Tom Brady with the way he controls the game, his presence on the field, his presence in the huddle, his DNA as a franchise quarterback, never says the wrong thing at the podium. He's great for the Cowboys. That was my reasoning. I'll just go ahead and say this. He's not the closest thing to Tom Brady. He's not going to be as successful as Tom Brady. I was never saying that. I'll just say this. Dak has Tom Brady DNA. He's got that in him. He has the ability to be that. I'm not saying he is that, but he has the ability to be that.
Okay.
Is that a more palatable take? Can Nebraskans swallow that? Terrence, can you swallow that? Text line. Can you swallow that take?
I want to swallow that take. You got me sound like Kevin Hart. Okay. Hold up. No. You Cowboy fans.
I'm not a Cowboys fan. I'm a Packers fan. I was at the Cowboys game because it was just a fun thing to do with my father.
He's a good man. Did you tell him what you told us?
Did I tell my dad that?
Yeah.
Well, he's also a Packers fan. I'm sure he would. He might be listening right now. He'll text me after the show and tell me I'm an idiot. I'm sure. But my grandpa, who is a Cowboys fan, would tell me I'm dead on. I'm sure.
I don't think Grandpa would tell you dead on either. Now Dax is good. I like Dax, like his comeback and everything too. And I'm leaving it at that. That's it. Tom Brady.
I'm not saying he's going to win at that level. I'm not saying he's going to be 7 Super Bowl Dak Prescott at the end.
Now, if you would have said Peyton Manning, Manning was like Tom Brady or something like that. I mean, that's arguable, So that's respect, But Dax, hey, okay. Woosah.
Well, we'll give you a 5.5 minute break here to come down from that take that I just gave you, and hopefully just adjust from the shock.
And I'm adjust from it. But if you stand by something, if you believe it, then you believe it. That's your choice. So stand by it.
That is my choice.
There you go. You own it.
We'll be right back with Tony Valand and Eric Warfield on the next hour of Uptown with number 43.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Deck City is Lincoln's DIY deck headquarters. With real deck professionals, they can help you throughout the entire process. They also offer financing for qualified customers. Deck City offers the best quality materials so you have a deck built to last. There's everything from yellowwood lumber to the best quality TimberTech composites on the market and high quality aluminum railings by Westbury or Diamond Piers for easy footing install. For those looking to bring your wood deck back to life, they offer good proof ready seal stain. Deck City, your deck material headquarters, is now open Saturdays from 9 to 1, 2 blocks north of 33rd and Cornhusker Highway.
You can search online for hours to find the best electricians in Lincoln and the surrounding area, but I'll save you time. High Electric has been serving their customers for 30 years for both residential and commercial properties. They're experts in everything electrical, from remodeling to new additions, hot tub installations, electric vehicle chargers or EV chargers, lighting, ceiling fans, and more. High Electric takes jobs from Beatrice to Omaha and all towns, big or small, in between. Call them today at 402-466-6606 or learn more at highelectric.com.
Ready for this?
1, 2, 3, up.
At Madonna Rehabilitation Hospitals, success in rehabilitation is measured in breakthroughs. Taking a step after a brain injury, feeling reassurance after a spinal trauma, saying a word after a stroke. We bring hope and healing to adults and children through clinical expertise, cutting-edge research, and innovative technology. After traumatic illness and injury, when some might say, I can't, at Madonna we work hard to say, now you can. Learn more at madonna.org.
Tractor Supply Distribution Center in Waverly is now hiring for all shifts. They're a 24/7 facility and a clean environment to work in. There's potential to earn up to $25.25 per hour with opportunities for overtime. They also offer a retention bonus as new team members are eligible for a bonus as high as $1,000. Come be a part of the Tractor Supply team. Apply today at www.tractorsupply.jobs. At Buffalo Wings and Rings, they've crafted a new league of superior chicken sandwiches. Meet the Ringers. It's premium, house-made, beer-battered, fried chicken served buffalo, Korean, or MVP style. Head to Buffalo Wings and Rings Lincoln and raise a glass to superior chicken. 2 locations at 68th and O and at 40th and Old Cheney. Buffalo Wings and Rings.
Are you dragging through each day? Most people are dehydrated or deficient in essential vitamins, minerals, and more. Live Hydration Spa helps you get more out of your life with their IV hydration treatments to help with anti-aging, weight loss, endurance, and more. Their performance packages can help you feel better doing your normal daily routine with boosts of energy and vitality, an increase in immunity, and quicker athletic recovery. Call today for an appointment at 402-413-2042 or walk in at 71st and Pioneers. Live Hydration Spa.
All the fall favorites are back at Bagels and Joe. Try their caramel apple cream cheese on any of their bagels, or pick up some pumpkin chocolate chip muffins or pumpkin spice lattes for the office. And don't forget their delicious breakfast sandwiches and burritos. Bagels and Joe with 4 Lincoln locations.
You could celebrate a Nebraska football win with chips or wings and your favorite beverage, but Beatrice Bakery has all sorts of cakes to celebrate all victories this fall. Coffee cake, breakfast bread, artisan cakes, and especially Grandma's fruit cake. No one remembers who brought the chips, but everyone remembers who brought the cake. Make your parties memorable and your Mondays at the office better with cakes from Beatrice Bakery. They ship nationwide. Check out BeatriceBakery.com. Proud sponsors of the Nebraska Shrine Bowl. Welcome to our world of yum.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Live from Copple Chevrolet GMC Studios in the heart of Lincoln, America. Welcome to the Ticket Weeknights, featuring former Nebraska basketball player Terrence Badgett on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Here we go. Yo, a day in the life of a player named Quick. I'm just a stubborn kind of fellow with a head like a brick. And just because I think
I'm not looking at you. I'm not looking at you in the bad way. The Dax is okay, man, because I like Dax. I like him. He's been playing good. So, for all you Cowboys fans, hey, I'm sorry. Hey.
All right, you're talking to the audience there, talking to the Cowboys fans listening, because I'm not a Cowboys fan. I don't want people to think that I'm that biased Cowboys fan.
You're a Dax fan.
I wouldn't even say I'm a big Dak guy. I was just I was at Monday Night Football. I was in AT&T Stadium for the game, and I watched him control not only his team, but the game. He had a obviously the Eagles are not a great team, but I saw him really orchestrating everything. He kind of seemed like the man behind the curtain pulling all the strings. Like he could just get whatever he wanted in that game.
Yeah.
And the fans responded to him really well. So he's got a hold of that franchise. The fans really, really respect him as their quarterback. And I was really impressed. I am not a Cowboys fan, but I came away impressed.
Okay. I'm a Dax fan too. I mean, I like Dax. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm a Rodgers fan. you can go on for days. So, my team has always been the Vikings. Yeah, we won. It was good, but, it's okay. I just had to give you a little, had to mess with you.
I understand. It wasn't as bad of a reception as DP gave me.
Oh, yeah. DP is strict.
DP, even after, because I dropped that take, and then the show was immediately over. So I didn't get much from Strick, but DP was attacking that opinion for the next 15 minutes after the show ended.
Oh, that's DP though. DP miss you, baby. But yeah, so I don't know. We was talking and want to talk about my tunes. You like a little bit of my?
We gonna get into the new segment here?
Well, we might as well get into it.
All right, we'll hop into the new segment, Terrence's tunes. Terrence, we're just gonna talk about what you listen to right now. Like what has got your ear?
See, DP's probably listening, so DP probably know. I mean, I'm an R&B guy, so I like the old school. I like the Luther and all that. So on my way down, I'm listening to You Give Good Love, Whitney Houston. You got Destiny Child, Dangerous in Love, Emotions. You got SWV, Rain. Keisha Cole. I even throw in some Doja Cat and some things like that. Keith Sweat. I'm an old school guy. Babyface, you can never, ever go wrong with the Babyface. So that's me. I like relaxing music. And I like church music. I love church music, and I love those conversations home and me and the big guy talking and praising and how blessed and lucky I am.
Are you a fan of Kanye's last two albums, Jesus is King and Donda? Because those are kind of like praise albums, are kind of more in touch with that religious side of things.
Kanye, since we talk about that, I never really spoke on Kanye. I think Kanye's misunderstood, but I do think that Kanye is still grieving from his mother. And he's grieving very hard, and he's trying his best to heal and express it. And more power to him. More power to him. He's totally misunderstood, but he keeps doing what he likes and what he needs to do for himself to get to where he needs to be. So, I'm okay with Kanye.
I have to go answer a phone call real quick, but there is a theory out there that the last 7 albums of Kanye were him going through the 7 stages of grief, or the 7 stages of
I didn't know there were 7 stages of grief.
Yeah, it's like acceptance, you know, all those different things about his mother's death. And so like each album represents each different step in that process.
You know, I can speak on the grief aspect of it. My uncle, Tommy Badgett, passed away, which was my mom's best friend. And it had been around 3 years ago. And I remember family was like, well, my mom's not over it. My mom's not over it. And then I went to a grieving seminar. And after that seminar, I learned so much about grieving. And I had to the point where I went back to my mom and apologized. There's never a time limit on grieving. There just isn't. So I say this to say that, you know, whatever he needs to do, I didn't know there was so many stages, but I just know that whatever you need to do, you know, do it. Don't worry about no one else. So.
I think we have our guests on the line. You want to go ahead and introduce him?
Tony Villa. Hey, thank you for Uptown with number 43. You're on there with Terrence Badgett and my guest, my brother, Tony Veland. What's up, T?
What's going on, my man?
Good to hear from you. Good to hear from you, too. Good to hear from you. Thank you for your time, man. We won't hold you up. I just wanted to touch base and bring you on here and let them know how proud of a Cornhusker and a brother that you have always been to me. We came down here in 91, and, you know, when it first won the first national championship, you don't know, but I found your jersey and I put it on. I ran around downtown before y'all got back. But as I was running past the rail and I ran to iguanas, they looked like, you ain't Tony. You ain't Tony. I said, tonight I am Tony Veland, okay? But, you know, so.
My God. I appreciate it. Yeah, I appreciate you having me on, man. I didn't know you know the podcast going.
Man, it's a blessing, man. It's a blessing. This has been going on a little over a month. And I'm here with Sky and T. You know, we was talking about the Michigan game. What do you feel? Can I get a short clips of how you feel about the football, the game, and going forward? I know. You talk about this like it's like running water, don't you?
Yeah, man. This is my thing. I mean, I'll be honest. I was, you know, for lack of better phrase, I was really pissed after the Michigan game, and I was. And honestly, I almost feel like I would have felt better if we would have just got blown out as opposed to just losing like that. Just because, you know, I know we're making progress. You know what I mean? We're making steps, and to see us to, you know, make the small mistakes that we made to cost us the game, like hurt big time.
Mm-hmm.
Hurt big time. I will say that, but I will say I am extremely proud of the progress that we made. You know, the black shirts, like, they're representing now. You know, they represent now. There were a time over the last, you know, 4 or 5 years that I was like, I don't even know if we should have any black shirts, you know, to be honest with you. And now they're playing and they're representing us the way that they're supposed to, you know, the way they held them, you know, I think to no first downs in the third quarter, you know, very minimal yards in the second half. Like they played winning championship type football, you know, and I love to see that. But I will say I was pretty upset with, you know, the special teams play. You know, the offense had some times where they looked really, really good. And then there was some times, you know, they made some mistakes. And, you know, that, I guess, you know, that's part of it. But just for them to be able to progress the way that they have, you know, we should have beat Michigan State. You know, we probably should have won, you know, the last loss that we had as well. You know, it's just dumb mistakes. And so that part of it is more frustrating than anything else. But I am truly, truly glad to see them going in the right direction. So I'm happy about that.
You know, and I'm glad you said that too, because I totally agree too. Not being a football buffer as far as like, but just knowing you and some of the people in this, and knowing football in Nebraska and being a part of it. But I see them growing as far as defensive wise, and I was just saying that too. But Sky said something earlier. It's like, who's to blame? And I said, well, you know, he said, well, is there something that the coaches should do more? Or not necessarily blame, but is something the coaches should do? I don't think so. I think it's the players. I think it's the players that's being focused. I mean, coach can tell you time and time again what to do. He give you the answers to the test. You got to carry them out. It's the focus. It's the focus.
Doubt. No doubt. And, you know, it's crazy because I saw the post game, you know, press conference and this and that, and Scott was talking about how the players kind of need to step up. And I know that could be taken, you know, kind of out of context and made it seem like he's, you know, putting the blame on players. But to be completely honest, like, that's real talk. You know, the thing that made us successful back in the day is because not only did the coaches feel like, you know, there was a standard of play and that they were going to uphold it, the players felt that as well. And they were going to do that as well. And even if that meant, you know, you had to yell at your friend, you know, who was your parent, who may be upset at you because of what you said, it was like, who gives a damn? Because when it's all said and done, we are trying to win games. You know, we are trying to win games. So when you have, you know, 3 or 4 false starts on offense, that's mental. You know what I'm saying? That's mental. When you have somebody that sacks a quarterback and knows if he slams that quarterback to the ground, it's going to be a 15-yard penalty, that's mental. You know what I mean? That's not a coach's play. No, that's a player's play. And that's something that, you know, the players themselves need to be like, listen, you know, we need to do better. You know, we got to do better. If we're expecting to be a very successful team, then we all have to step up and say, you know, where we are, you know, falling short. And so I completely agree with him on that particular point. And again, with the progress that we've made, I don't think that, in my opinion, that particular part, I don't think that's on the coaches. I don't think that's on I think it's on the players, and they got to step up.
Tony, you touched on it in your first answer to Terrence's first question. You mentioned how this loss would have felt better if it had just been a blowout. And Terrence and I talked about that to start the show. You experience those kinds of losses as an athlete every once in a while in your, I guess, career, where you feel like you've won, you lose the game, and then you walk to the locker room in a state of shock. How do you recover from that? What are the steps the next week at practice to, I guess, forget about that and move on to the next game and be ready for the next game?
Oh my God, that's I'll be honest with you, that's difficult. I mean, it really is difficult. But the thing that they can take from this is that there is marked improvement and marked progress from the last game. You know what I'm saying? And so when you see that progress, you can kind of hold on to that and be like, okay, you know, the things that we are doing, the system that we're using, the practices that we're doing, let's move forward. Even though we didn't win the game and we didn't get necessarily, you know, the result that we wanted, we got a lot further than we did the last game. So if we keep doing what we're doing, we're probably going to end up winning. We're probably going to end up doing better than we did the last game. That's what they hold on to. You know, that's what they hold on to. If you're doing all that stuff and you're getting blown out or you're getting worse results, then it's kind of hard to say, okay, why do I believe in this system? Why do I believe in this coach? But that's not necessarily the case. Like, they have improved in, you know, every game, you know, so they can kind of hold on to that and know that if they keep doing more and keep stopping with the small little mistakes, that they're probably going to end up with a W when it's all said and done.
And see, and that's exactly what I was saying too, and that's the hope that we have that they'll put it all together. And then, like I said, you see the progress. You see the progress too, but it's the I statement. What do I need to do? What do I need to do individually to help us? Because it's not so much, to me, it's not what the coaches are repeatedly saying. It's about taking ownership of yourself, knowing that, okay, you know what, you know, you can go over, the coach can go over one-on-one film with you and say, hey, look, man, you ran 5 yards and then you started trotting, and the next thing you know, you got blocked, and if you was running 100%, would have this problem. There's certain stuff that you got to take pride as a football player, as a Husker, someone who wants the team to do better. Because at the end of the day, Scott's getting all this grief, but I don't really think it's all Scott's fault. I just really don't.
Now, and I no, don't get me wrong. There's some stuff that I think, in my opinion, I think the special teams is more coaching stuff. I will say that. But the other thing, like I'm 100% with you, and in terms, I know you feel me with this. Like, it's one thing for the coach to be disappointed with you and what's going on, but it's really hard to continue to play every single day with players who you feel like you're letting down. You know what I'm saying? Because those are your brothers.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And they can talk to you and say to you like pretty much anything, but when you're walking towards them and they got to look down instead of looking at you in your eye, like that hurts. Like that cuts really deep. You know what I mean? And so, if those players get to that point where it's like, okay, I got to make sure that I'm not letting my guy down. I got to make sure that these cats who are working just as hard as me or even harder, you know what I'm saying, that I don't let their work be in vain. So, I mean, it's a huge thing.
The two-time national champion and Super Bowl champion, Tony Valen, joining us here on 93.7 The Ticket. Tony, do you see that sort of brotherhood relationship in this team that would be an effective strategy to motivate players to not make these mistakes? Because I don't know if I see that on this team.
I do. I'll be honest with you. I do. I know that we haven't got the result that we wanted from all the games, but one thing I will tell you is that we have not seen any quit. I have seen fight. Like they try. So they made mistakes, and let's be honest, there are some young players on this team. So unfortunately, when you have young players, you have to deal with people making dumb mistakes. But at the same time, these kids are fighting. They aren't giving up. They didn't get to the point where they made a couple mistakes, and it's like, okay, we can't come back from this game and let somebody blow us out. They are completely fighting, and that's the thing that when it's all said and done, like you build on. And I'll tell you, like coming from the '90s, early '90s Nebraska, where in the beginning, yeah, we got the 10-11 win seasons, but we were kind of a bowl joke. It was difficult to kind of overcome that. But when you have, guys who have the same mentality as you and they're trying to go through the same, obstacles as you to kind of overcome to make sure you accomplish that. And when you do that, there's such a respect and there's such a bond that's actually built that's something that will last for a lifetime. And I think that these kids are actually really kind of going through the same thing.
Tony, how do you think that Scott? What would Scott's message be if you could take the place of him? What would your message be to the team? I guess is what I'm asking.
I mean, honestly, kind of really, what he talked about in the press conference. He's like, listen, if you want to be better, you got to do better. When it's all said and done, like the coach can only do so much. We give you the game plan. We put you in a position to be successful, and you got to do what it takes to make us successful. And you guys have to be accountable to yourself, and you got to police your team. So it's not just on him; it's really on us players. And if those players come to the rescue and be like, "Listen, look, dude, I love you, my brother. That's awesome." But when it's all said and done, like we are here to win games. And if I have to be a little bit of a jerk to you, to push you, to motivate you, to make sure that you don't make the same type of mistakes that we've been making over the last 3 weeks or 4, whichever that case may be, then I'm going to do that. That, in my opinion, that makes a difference. That makes a difference, and the kids will respond to that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think, in my opinion, Scott has to do anything extra to do that. I think that's really a situation where the leaders on that particular team got to step up and take ownership of that team and say, listen, this is our team. We're going to make this thing work. If we have to be jerks to some of our players to make it happen, we're going to do that.
Man. Terrence Badger, Uptown, number 43. I got Tony Valen on as my guest. TV, man, you knocked it out the park, man. I got to get you back on here, man, and thank you for your time. And man, I didn't get to get you to talk about what you're doing. So at least in the next week or so, I got to get you back on so we get a little bit more time.
Yeah,
I know you're busy.
Get me back on, man. I appreciate it. I would love to talk about what I'm doing now, but I love what you're doing as well. Keep doing your thing. make people aware of what's going on here. And always represent 91, baby.
All right, baby. Appreciate you.
All right, man. I'll talk to you.
Man, you're never going to feel more optimistic or encouraged about a Nebraska football squad than when you listen to former Huskers. They make you feel good about it. They make you feel like everything. It's like a calming presence.
And you know what? And not to cut you off. And you know what the crazy thing about that is that these are former Huskers that was part of a winning tradition. We know winning national championships several times, and they're still humble.
Well, that's what I think the calming thing about it is. Yes. Is like these guys are the winners, and they're the experts, and they say everything is okay, and they have confidence. So you can only help but feel a little bit of that yourself.
Yes, definitely.
We'll get to another former Husker, Eric Warfield, in the next segment here on Uptown with number 43, but we'll be right back there after a short break.
Tractor Supply Distribution Center in Waverly is now hiring for all shifts. They're a 24/7 facility and a clean environment to work in. There's potential to earn up to $25.25 per hour with opportunities for overtime. They also offer a retention bonus as new team members are eligible for a bonus as high as $1,000. Come be a part of the Tractor Supply team. Apply today at www.tractorsupply.jobs.
Freddy's Frozen Custard and Steak Burgers is all about the good and creating more of it. More drive-through celebrations, more weekend traditions, more family dinners and lunches, more car picnics and road trips, more desserts, maybe more second desserts, more celebrating being together as much as we can. There's always room for more good and more Freddy's. Keep the good going with a taste that brings you back.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard makes it possible for me to be more for the community I call home. I'm a better neighbor because my service has taught me how important it is to be a team player. My training helps me in my classes when I give attention to detail to the task at hand. My service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my country safe from threats. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time by visiting NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the Nebraska Army National Guard. Aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association at this station.
Nguyen Vape is celebrating their grand opening with 20% off products all month long. They have the largest disposable vape selection in town and also carry Delta 8 and Delta 10 and various other moon rocks. If you're looking for help to relax, sleep, or ease pain, they have a variety of gummies you can choose from and Kratom that could help with pain relief, anxiety, and stress. You can't miss them right on the southwest corner of 27th and O Street. Nguyen Vape, your headquarters in Lincoln for vapes and Delta 8 or 10.
This is your High School Minute.
With your Southeast Community College High School Minute, I'm Ethan Petrick. It was a rough week for Lincoln football teams as the 8 schools combined to go only 2-6 in Week 5. In Class A football action, Lincoln High fell to Columbus 28-23. Lincoln Southwest gave up 22 second-half points to lose to Papillion La Vista South 32-11. North Platte was too much for Lincoln Northeast as the Bulldogs beat the Rockets 37-14. In a cross-city matchup, the Lincoln East Spartans beat the Knights of Lincoln Southeast 47-10. And Lincoln Pius beat the North Star Navigators 36-14 with the Ticket's own Nick Sainert on the call. In Class B action, Beatrice used a 14-point third quarter to overwhelm rival Norris 35-21. And to the east, Waverly scored 38 unanswered points to start the game in a 38-7 rout of Mount Michael. In Class C action, Auburn beat Lincoln Christian 50-7, and Lincoln Lutheran fell to UTAN 30-13. This has been your High School Minute, sponsored by Southeast Community College, with locations in Lincoln, Beatrice, and Milford. Learn more today at southeast.edu.
Are you dragging through each day? Most people are dehydrated or deficient in essential vitamins, minerals, and more. Live Hydration Spa helps you get more out of your life with their IV hydration treatments to help with anti-aging, weight loss, endurance, and more. Their performance packages can help you feel better doing your normal daily routine with boosts of energy and vitality, an increase in immunity, and quicker athletic recovery. Call today for an appointment at 402-413-2042 or walk in at 71st and Pioneers. Live Hydration Spa.
Every time the back door closes, it squeaks and reminds me of how I used to go out back for a cigarette 2-3 times a day when I was stressed, when I was hungry, when I was bored. But then I think of how the stale taste lingered in my mouth and I reach into my purse and pop a stick of gum. And the craving is gone.
Call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Security First Bank. We're the bank, and we make your mortgage more manageable with flexible terms, trusted advice, and competitive rates. When you work with us, we'll know your name, but we'll also get to know your home dreams too. Security First Bank of Lincoln. Voted best small bank in Nebraska by Newsweek magazine. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. NMLS number 505011.
You can search online for hours to find the best electricians in Lincoln and the surrounding area, but I'll save you time. High Electric has been serving their customers for 30 years for both residential and commercial properties. They're experts in everything electrical, from remodeling to new additions, hot tub installations, electric vehicle chargers or EV chargers, lighting, ceiling fans, and more. High Electric takes jobs from Beatrice to Omaha and all towns, big or small, in between. Call them today at 402-466-6606 or learn more at highelectric.com.
Back to the Ticket weeknights. Here is your host, Terrence Badgett, on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back. Welcome back. My name is Terrence Badgett, and we are on Uptown with number 43, and I have I call him my little brother, but he tried to dunk on me a couple times. So we got Eric Warfield on. What's up, E?
What's going on, Dad?
How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. You know, living the life out here in Dallas, Texas.
I know. How's that beautiful daughter of yours?
Everything's good, man. She's growing. She's learning. She's becoming a little adult right before your eyes. So it's crazy to watch the growth of kids.
Well, I got me a 14-year-old, so I already know how you saying it, man. That's my everything. Yeah. They change your life. Yeah. So, man, thank you for being patient, man. I just got off the phone. We just got off the air with Tony and TV. So, give me your feel about the Michigan State. Give me your feel about Nebraska and going forward. I know you talk about this all the time. First of all, let's stop before we do that. Give what you're doing. Give a shout out to your podcast and everything before we get started, because I want them to know what you're doing, because you took time out for me. So why don't you let them know what you're doing?
Yeah, I do a podcast out here, and I guess I could say it's in Dallas, because we do it via Zoom. So we got one guy that's out in Virginia. The other guy's out in Kentucky, and I'm here in Dallas. And we have guys, former players, call in from all over to get on the show and share what they're doing and where they're at in life, and give a few opinions about the Chiefs and where they're at. And it's called Chief Concern. That's all we talk about is Chiefs football. And so we don't stream. We basically do a live recording, and we post on YouTube and post it on social media outlets. So pretty good deal, man. It's something that I never imagined I'd be doing, but we started it last year and still going.
That's wonderful, man. Congratulations with that. I'm with you. I never thought I'd be doing this, but it's a blessing. You know what I'm saying? God opened the door for you. Just walk through it. You know what I'm saying? So what's your take on the football team? You give me your update. How do you feel about it? I know we lost a tough one last weekend. What are you thinking?
I wasn't born in Nebraska like you, but I feel like I was. And with that being said, man, I'm loyal. I'll never have anything negative to say about the program, about the players, about the coaches, and none of that. We just have some moments to where we kind of, shoot ourselves in the foot, and that's not to call out any names. So I like where Scott has the program at. I think we have a really good competitive team, and the worst part is that, you know, you see the losses come there at the end of the game, and you see so many mistakes that happen in the game, and you know, and you're working with kids, but you know, other people are going to always have an opinion or an excuse to say, you know, other coaches have done it in a shorter period of time. You know, he had his kids, and you know, this and that. So, I mean, I like it. I feel like where we're at. You know, we should have won the game against Michigan State, but we didn't. You know, I feel like we could be undefeated pretty much right now. Could have beaten Illinois, could have beaten Oklahoma at their place. So the talent's there. Right now, we just got to get everything clicked in the right direction and minimize some of the penalties.
My partner here is Sky, and Sky is amazed by all the former Huskers that come on here and are so positive, and it's not something, you know, like you said, you're not from Nebraska, you're not, you know, but there's a sense of loyalty. There's a sense of once you put on that jersey, you know, you put on that jersey, that's honor, that's respect. And
it's family.
It is family. And you don't, it's regardless how old you be, you're still family to this day. And I'm just like you. I see progress. I see the black shirts being a lot more aggressive. I see a lot more consistency. Yes, there's a couple things that has happened, a couple laps. And I think they're not all Scott's fault. I just think they're not. I think it's your approach to the game and your approach to detail. You know, even though he's taking the heat for it, but I just think that there's still some hope there that they can put it together, and that's just my feeling.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we're in a new era, man, to where you're under the microscope with every little single thing that you do. You know, even outside of football, your livelihood is under a microscope, and everybody has an opinion with social media, and so you get so many people that voice an opinion or write, or you know, get the Twitter fingers and, you know, fake accounts to say all the negative stuff to create hype stories. You know, it's time to get him out of here. You know, this isn't us. This isn't what we're. And yeah, the man, Nebraska's been spoiled for a long time. You know, since, you know, Johnny Rodgers back when they won double back-to-back. You know, the years of Coach Osborne's of 9+ wins and a lot of bowl appearances, and then, you know, the ending of Coach Osborne's career where he walked out with 3 national championships. Yeah, Nebraska fans have been spoiled, and I understand that they want to get back to what the program used to be. You know, but you go through spells of ups and you go through spells of downs. And right now we're kind of in a downtime. You know, it's been a while, and yeah, we want to see the school, well, not the school, but the program back in bowl games and, you know, championship games, and you know, being ranked in the top 10 and all that. But you know, it's a progress. You know, a lot of schools have done it. You know, Florida State's one of those. They're kind of in a downfall too. So, but it's a lot of schools like that. But I mean, I just hope Scott's the guy. You know, I still believe in him. That he can get it back to where we used to be.
The former Husker chief and Patriot, Eric Warfield, joining us here on Uptown with number 43 on 93.7 The Ticket. Eric, I'm Big Sky. I'm Terrence's partner. That's who you're hearing right now. But my question is, you know, you mentioned this team could very easily be 5-0, and I talked to Terrence about that in the top of the first hour. You know, a lot of Husker fans are saying that. You know, a couple of things go differently. This team is undefeated. How does this team turn into a finisher? Because that's the biggest issue. They've been in every game and they've been in a position to win every game, but they can't finish it. How does this team learn how to finish?
You know, I've never been a head coach in my life, so I can't sit here and give details on what, you know, plays should be called, what players should be on the field, what last minute schemes should be put in place. I don't know that, but as a player, I just know that the relationship that we built with one another when I played in Nebraska was a bond. Like, it was an unbreakable bond, and I knew what the guy next to me was going to do, and I was okay. You know, I wouldn't say I was okay with that. I was confident in knowing that the guy next to me was going to do his job. I knew that the guys in the defensive line were going to do their job. I knew the linebacker was going to do their job. And that's just taking accountability of the things that I had to learn and knowing that they learned their things just as well as I did. And so when it came down to game time, you know, we were prepared. I'm not saying Scott is Coach Osborne. I'm not saying that our staff is his staff. But we were well prepared for whatever we had to face. And we faced some great teams. You know, we faced the Peyton Manning that, you know, probably one of the top 3 best quarterbacks of all time. Danny Warfel and his high-flying offense, and a Miami team that was stacked with a lot of NFL teams. And you know, we the last couple of national championships, it was kind of a statement made against those guys. It wasn't a close game. So, but that was just the teams that we had. And I don't want to compare what we have to what they have now. But it's just like you build relationships when you're out there at practice. You understand what's in the playbook, and you understand what the coach is trying to tell you. So when it comes to those moments in the games when you have to close out, you're prepared for the moment. And I'm not saying that he doesn't have his kids prepared for the moment, but, you know, it's just mental mistakes here, mental mistakes there that have kind of backfired on us to cost us these games.
Eric, our last guest, Tony Valand, he touched on that, the importance of the brotherhood that a team creates. Do you see that with this Husker squad?
I see it building. Yes, I do see it. You know, I was a coach there 2 years when Bo Pelini was there. And outside of what Bo brought personality-wise, he created that. You know, he was pulling out those 9-win seasons, winning some big games, and had kids ready to go run through a wall for him. And I'm not in Nebraska at the moment. I don't get to see the practices. I haven't been to a game yet. You know, it's better when you can see things live than what you see on TV. So I just love the talent that I see now. Like before, you know, you watch games, it's like, well, you know, I love all the kids that we have on the team, but just being honest, it's like, okay, this is not something that Nebraska would normally recruit. Why can't we go to the big talent pool and get some of those, whether they're big offensive, defensive linemen, fast linebackers, hard-hitting safeties, fast corners, big receivers. Why can't we get those type of guys? You know, right now we have a running back by committee again, so we don't have like one set running back. But and all that, I still like where Adrian Martinez is. Dude has taken a lot of heat over the years for the way he's played, and I think he's kind of stepped up to the plate this year. Now, outside of that interception at the end of the game against Michigan State, I thought he's been having a pretty damn good season.
And you know, I'm mirroring off of what you said. I totally agree as well too. And like I said, it's just a matter. I don't think it's just one thing. I think it's. I remember the respect that you guys have for each other off the court and, you know, off the field and on the field. You know, I don't know if it's enough gelling that they trust one another like you guys trust each other, but I just see progress and I'm still hopeful. You know what I'm saying, Eric, and I'm going to remain hopeful, and hopefully it's in time enough before they pull the plug, you know, but you know, so we only 5 games in, so
yeah,
let's you know, let's just continue to just, you know, be supportive, you know, and you know, remember that this is not the Tom Osborne era. This is not this, you know, there's always ups and downs in everyone's, you never know another person's role. But at the end of the day, I see them competing. I can't complain about that. I see them giving effort. I see progress. I can't complain about that. Now, details.
Oh yeah.
There's certain stuff that, you know, I think that individually they're going to have to take pride in, and that as a player, and that's the players being a player coach, whether it be defense, whether it be special teams, whatever. It's the coach going to bring that player in, do film, point out some errors, tell them the truth, whether it's a hard truth or not, and maybe snap some jerseys, you know, to get someone attention. But at the end of the day, I just see progress, and you know, I'm excited about it, and I look forward to seeing it on Saturdays. I'm looking forward to this week, you know, with homecoming and everything as well. So we'll see.
I agree, man. You know what? When I left here, I won't say here, but when I left Nebraska, I never imagined that in all my lifetime that we'd have so much transition going through there as far as like coaches. I think we had like 5 coaches that have come through since Coach Osborne.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, they give you a few years to turn things around and get you back to a bowl game. And then all of a sudden you get outside opinion. But now it's so big where outside opinion, they create such a hailstorm to where people don't have the patience anymore. They might see a story that ends up, you catch one of those stories, exactly what Scott did. He ends up at UCF and he turns that program around in 1 year, the first year he's there. And so the fans are expecting the same thing when he gets here. And that's rarely going to happen.
Right.
I just think that, patience is a thing that we have to kind of, side with, because I do think he's getting a lot of good athletes in nowadays. I do think the program is playing really well. It's just a matter of finishing. Yes, it sucks to be here and to have lost the games, not just to be here, but just to have lost the game that we've lost in the last minute. Because I knew we were going to win the game in Oklahoma. They had them. The spread was 22 points, and we went out and played a hell of a game.
I agree.
The guy just outside of that amazing interception and a few kicks, we came up short. And the Michigan State game, to hold a team with 5 total yards in the second half, you got to walk away with the win there. And we just didn't capitalize on moments that we had there.
Man, Uptown with 43. We're here with Eric Warfield. Eric, man, I appreciate you so much for taking the time out tonight and being patient. Man, brother, when you come back to town, we got to chit-chat, and I miss hanging out with you and talking to you, man. And I'm glad that you're doing great, and your beautiful daughter is doing excellent as well. We got to get you back.
Man, we had a lot of fun times out there. I forget the school that we were at.
Yeah, I remember the Hastings. Remember the Hastings tournament? I talk about that all the time. We used to go out there and play basketball. People don't know that Eric Warfield can get up with the best of them. Now, Eric is good. He's a fun dude, but he'll dunk on you. He didn't dunk on me. So let's just make that real clear. But anyway,
sure I didn't get you?
No, he didn't give me. We're about to get off the air with that one. But Eric, hey, man, you have a good one, man. I appreciate you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you having me on, too.
All right.
Great stuff with Eric Warfield there. We'll jump to a quick break here on Uptown with number 43, and we'll round out the show after this.
Tractor Supply Distribution Center in Waverly is now hiring for all shifts. They're a 24/7 facility and a clean environment to work in. There's potential to earn up to $25.25 per hour with opportunities for overtime. They also offer a retention bonus, as new team members are eligible for a bonus as high as $1,000. Come be a part of the Tractor Supply team. Apply today at www.tractorsupply.jobs.
Security First Bank. We're the bank, and we make your mortgage more manageable with flexible terms, trusted advice, and competitive rates. When you work with us, we'll know your name, but we'll also get to know your home dreams too. Security First Bank of Lincoln. Voted best small bank in Nebraska by Newsweek magazine. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. NMLS number 505011.
So Planet Fitness is only $10 a month with no commitment. Pretty sweet. That's $10 a month to be in a thumbs up emoji place. Yes, I just said thumbs up emoji. It means that you're in the judgment-free zone. That's $10 a month. Join in club or online at planetfitness.com. The world judges. We don't. Planet Fitness. Be free.
2 Lincoln locations, just east of 27th and Folkways and 48th and Van Dorn.
Annual membership fee applies. Participating locations only. See club for details.
A lower mortgage rate can make a noticeable difference on your budget. It's true. You could be saving hundreds of dollars a month simply by refinancing to one of these incredibly low rates. Think of how much that can help. Then pick up the phone and call American Financing, and do it now before rates get any higher. I mean it. Rates are expected to rise later this year. You really should not miss out on what's available now. After all, it only takes a 10-minute call to get started. You'll get a free, no-obligation mortgage review, which will tell you if you can save up to $1,000 a month without resetting your term. You can choose any term 10 years and over. So don't put this off any longer. Call American Financing right now at 800-777-8109. That's 800-777-8109. Or visit AmericanFinancing.net. American Financing, NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Tailgating is back, and Sartor Heyman Jewelers is offering a deal that'll really fire you up. Receive a free Traeger grill with a purchase of $2,500 or more. Take advantage of interest-free financing with no money down. Sartor Heyman has dazzling jewelry in every price range, so buy her the diamonds she's been dreaming of and get instantly rewarded with a free Traeger grill. Offer ends soon, so hurry in and get them while they're hot. Sartor Heyman Jewelers, a Nebraska tradition since 1905.
Where will you go next? The Southeast Community College Fall 2021 Continuing Education schedule of classes is arriving in your mailbox. Take a class in leadership and professional development, like real estate license prep, business courses like accounting and financials, or building a business plan, or 19 pages of personal interest classes like dog grooming, making jewelry, or even charcuterie. The entire schedule is online at southeast.edu/continuing. SCC, your path to possible.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill has been your go-to in South Lincoln for years, and their second location in downtown Lincoln is now open. Rosie's downtown spot is Lincoln's premier Nebraska party bar with the Sidetrack Band every Friday night of home games and all day for Nebraska home football games. With 34 TVs that are 65 inches or bigger, you'll always have a great view for all the games. Make sure to check out the new Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, now open in downtown Lincoln at 10th and P.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents.
And Doug. Breathe out and repeat after me. Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Your bird is eating my candles.
Your bird is eating my candles.
No, seriously, he's making a mess.
No, seriously, he's...
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Get a customized quote at libertymutual.com.
Back to the Ticket Weeknights. Here is your host, Terrence Badgett. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Don't try to bob your head.
I think this is my favorite one. I think this is my
Ready
favorite.
or not, here I come. You can't hide. Hey, that's the Fugees, baby.
I think this one's my favorite one.
Yeah, you got to listen to the whole album. I'll tell you, you'll fall in love with them.
Is that a guarantee?
Yes, I concur.
I don't know. Now I might have to.
Yeah.
You forced my hand at this point.
Yes.
Also, do you get the impression that the relationship that the Huskers have with each other is important after listening to our two guests tonight?
I really feel like, the question you was asking, what is it going to take? And I think they summed it up. It's the relationship they have with each other and trusting one another. It's like, remember what Tony was talking about, and Eric said it too, about letting your teammate down. Walking in a room and your teammate put their head down. Oh, man. No, if you put in 100% and you gave 100% and it didn't work, you still walk with your head up. You just got to find a way. What did you think? I mean,
well, it's clear to them that for the Huskers to be successful, they have to get to the point where they refuse to lose or make a mistake, not for themselves or their own future, but not for the fans and not for Coach Scott Frost.
There you go.
But for each other.
Well said.
So that is what I got from it.
Refuse to lose. Remember that?
They just refuse to lose. I mean, maybe the Huskers need a new catchphrase because it's been no fear of failure, and that has been thrown in their face multiple times. So let's change it to refuse to lose.
Oh, well, he definitely have to be refused to lose. I don't like that. No fear, whatever. So anyway, but yeah,
that no fear, whatever.
I would have never get that. No, refuse to lose, and it just says it all right through there. You just carry me out. I don't care. Carry me out. At the end of the game, I can't walk. I'm gonna give 100%.
Got to pull Terrence Badgett off the court.
Got to pull me off, drag me off, pick me up. Give me some a breathing machine, whatever you need to do. Just leave it all on the floor. Just really leave it out there, and I guarantee you, something positive is going to happen. But that's just it. And trusting in your teammates, and just saying, look, it's all or none. It's all or none. It was some great interviews tonight, man.
Hey, you might be the best at getting just great guests for the week ahead or the week that just happened. Rashawn was great leading into Oklahoma. He was great out of Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
And Tony and Eric both really, they cleared things up for you coming out of that Michigan State loss.
Mm-hmm. It's the relationships we had. They were football players. I was a basketball player. But the bond that we had as Huskers, the bond that we had as athletes was just awesome. And it's still there. And I'm blessed to call them my brothers. I'm blessed to be able to call on them when I need to and vice versa. So thank you guys. Anytime you can say your brothers and your friends are multiple time national champions and Super Bowl champions, it's good company to keep for sure. Definitely. Do we have anybody on tap for next week? We do, but I got to find out, get confirmed. Got to get it confirmed. I'm staying with football till basketball starts. And then I got some great guys for basketball. And do you think the Huskers get the win this week, homecoming week, over Northwestern? They have no choice. No, they have no choice. Are you going to do a score prediction this time? They win by 21. Win by 21. You heard it here first from Mr. Number 43 himself, Terrence Badgett on Uptown with number 43. We'll catch you guys next week.